Hello everyone, this is Mark Mitchell and I'll be with you for Sociology 210, the Introduction to Sociology course during the spring 2021 semester. And I just wanted to make a brief video today to help you learn to navigate and find components in the course that you will need during this semester. Okay, let me give you a brief overview. I don't want to make this too long, but you can see all the tabs here on the left. Make sure you're in the right course. And today I am using an internet section, and there's not much difference between an internet section, totally online, and versus a traditional section or any type of other section that we have. Okay, so just some minor differences. The first page you will see, first tab that I want to talk about is the Announcements tab, and that's where the course defaults. Okay, so when you log in, you should be seeing whatever announcement that I have posted there. The course information, that's a rather important tab because one, it gives you some contact information. Your syllabus lives here, and then my spring schedule is listed, so lets you know kind of where I am. Now I know we're in COVID, and our semester's been kind of weird or for a while here, and that'll take place also during the spring. But please make sure you look over your syllabus, you understand everything that's there and how I figure your grades and all the different assignments. It's got due dates. Those due dates are also in Blackboard, but just pay very careful attention to that. And then there's also a quiz on your syllabus that you need to take fairly soon. It will end on January 17th. And then just some general policies that I know you have seen before. Now, if you have questions on anything, please contact me and I'll be glad to help you with that. Okay, so the course information was a little bit more important tab. And we do have an e-text. When you sign up for the class, you have paid for a copy of that. But just to give you an idea of what it looks like, and hopefully there won't be any problems. But if there is, if you have somehow got the wrong electronic textbook, you'll be able to know fairly quickly compared to this one here. If you ever have any problems with the software, here is the address that for the tech support. They have more control than I do. I'll be glad to kind of do what I can to help you. Usually there's very few errors, but if there are, let me know. I've asked you to fill out the acknowledgement form and email that back to me. So here is where you will click on that form and fill it out. And if there's anything you need to let me know of that I can help you with, any special concerns or needs that you may have, then please let me know there. Now, most of the time you will spend, of all the tabs that we have, the weekly lessons is the one that you will spend the most time in. And it's because your assignments are there. So for just a moment, when you log into the course, go to the Getting Started tab first. That's, again, something that you probably won't click on very much unless you have something that you want to review. But just an introduction, and a lot of these links here will pull up different documents such as the syllabus, and this video is going to be located right here under this navigation tab. I store all my videos in YouTube, so I like doing that. And then just some general questions about and answers about sociology, what it's about, what you can learn, where to locate your assignments. And again, that's going to be under that weekly lessons tab. And then from there, click on the assignments. Okay. Now you can opt out of the course, for the electronic textbook. Now you are charged a fee, but I definitely do not recommend that at all. I think that makes it very likely that you would fail the course, and then you're going to have to figure out some way to submit your assignments. But if you do want to log out, then that form has to be filled out within the first 3 days of the class. Okay, so that includes all days. That doesn't exclude weekends or anything like that. And then you can click here to this other link that I have provided, and it'll tell you just a little bit more about that process related to the opting out. Now, I do mention that there's an assignment for the paper, and I just had a link down here to connect to show you some of the requirements for the paper. If you're in an online course, it's very important to complete the enrollment verification quiz, and that is basically giving the college a date for when you first completed an assignment. So please do that the first day or so. And then we use the Connect software. So there's an orientation assignment. Many of you, I'm sure, are very proficient at Connect and the software, but that's all that is. So, anything we do in the course does count toward the grade, although these are, very, very small components. Okay, let me back up, and here is where all the dates are. So when you click on the assignments under the weekly lessons tab, let's see, it's acting a little slow today. Okay, there we go. But there's more about the paper and some examples. So I need to correct that date there, update that, but I try to make those things bold so that you know. And just as a reminder, when we do have a date for assignment, I do not accept anything late. So the paper is an important component, as many of these other assignments are too, and that's why you see a lot of dates. So I do give you some leeway, and if you want to complete your paper early, you can. There will be passwords for your quizzes and exams, and those will be located under the announcements page, so make sure that you check that and get access to your quizzes and exams. Okay, and we really go through the entire book, but for example, I've tried to let you know the due dates ahead of time. So in chapter 1, I'm just going to click on one chapter because it's very similar when we go through the rest of the chapters in the book. But you don't have to do anything with this list, but it's just what you should know. After reading and doing the assignments for the chapter, it just, for example, gives you a list of things that you should know. The learning objectives for the chapter are here. So again, after you're reading what you should have learned, and if not, then maybe some of those assignments will help, or some of the other materials that I have, the learning resources. I do have a summary of the chapter, and if you're a visual learner, I have PowerPoint slides. I have some notes. You may want to look at those before you print them. They can be lengthy, and they're sometimes not spaced appropriately, so you can, alter it kind of how you want if you want to save some space. I have a video, and you can, if you want to hear my thoughts on the chapter, you're welcome to do that. You don't have to, but it's just an additional resource. And then this is just other resources that I've added. It's under development, but outside the book, outside the chapter, and all the other resources. Just if you're, curious about more things related to the chapter, I try to build there. Chapter 7 is the only time we will have a writing assignment. That's where our paper lives. So you, for the most part, will not be clicking on this writing assignments except for Chapter 7. We do have, here's where the McGraw software kicks in, but when you click on the Chapter 1 link here, it goes to 3 assignments. Okay, they're Learn Smart, a core concept video, and then a chapter review assignment. Now, I would recommend doing these assignments on the dates that I have provided, but I do give you some leeway, and that's why you see this date here, okay? So, as long as you do have them by the date that is listed in Blackboard, you are okay. But, however, that is not a good idea to wait that long. It gets to be too much. I have done this for many reasons, and I think this is what students, it kind of works best for them to do it this way. It allows you to work ahead. It allows you to go back and to review it. It will not deny you access to the assignment this way. So those are some of the benefits that I have learned over the semesters that really, I think, work well for students. Okay, and then the discussion board. Now, this is one of those assignments that opens up on it opens up on a Monday, closes on a Sunday night, and by 11:59 p.m. So if you do not complete it within that time frame, then you just do not get credit. you have to post to the discussion board, and it's usually on an article or video related to sociology that I have provided. You can see the link here, so you can click on that. And then if you need a little help, I've got a video where I discuss a little bit of the article and video, and I'm looking for a few things in your post. It's one, it should be 300 words or more. Those are for articles. For videos, it should be 500 words or more. And then you should talk about things from the article, so facts, stories that are presented in the article that you liked or disliked, and then explain why. And so half of your post should be about facts from the article, kind of, a good representation throughout the article, not just the beginning or the end. If you use outside sources, you need to cite that. Do not give credit for plagiarism. And then what I'm really interested in is what you have taken away from the article or video. So what do you think? And that's the original thought that I will grade you on. The flashcards are optional, but I thought that was a good way to help students prepare for maybe the quiz or the exam, because vocabulary is important in the concepts. And so this is just something that will automatically generate for you that I have put in there, and you can play with this all as you want, but there's no grades that actually come from this, okay? So it's not recorded, just for practice. Okay, now that really is a good summary of what we do all semester long. We have 16 chapters, and so I just clicked on chapter 1 and went through it that way. Okay, we've looked at the quizzes, the exams, and the paper. Collaboration. Now, if you're in a course that meets at a certain time, a synchronous course, then you will need to come here, and your class time will actually, you will click on the Blackboard Collaborate icon, and then you will see dates, and then that way you can log into your class. But if you do not meet with your class on those days, that is considered being absent. Okay, very important. Now, for an online class, you will not need to do that. Okay, so but other classes you do. The grade book, keep up with your grades. But if you ever have any questions, let me know. Mine looks a little bit different from yours, but here's a record of everything we do. We certainly have many assignments to do, and they all count toward the final grade. If you want to contact me, you could use your JCC email. I know many of you are very proficient at that. Also with the tools area. With Blackboard, you can get some help there if you need it, or contact Jolt. We really won't be using the course materials from Barnes & Noble. When you register for the class, you have everything that you need. Now, some of you may want to purchase a hard copy of the book, and you can, but that is a different, an additional fee, and you would not do it through Barnes & Noble. It's a little bit different area to go. If you're interested in that, please contact me. The course evaluations, again, something that you're familiar with, but that's important for the college, to receive feedback on many things and services that the college is offering. And so, please fill that out and, give some good feedback so that the college can, continually be improving. Now, this was a rather quick introduction video, and I hope, that this helps. And I think the more that you click and look around in the course, the easier it will be to remember, where to go, where you want to go in a short amount of time, and do what you need to do. But that weekly lessons tab is going to be where we spend a great amount of time. Thank you for enrolling in the course, and I hope you learn a lot. I think that's what's the interesting point about this course, sociology, is there's lots of things to discuss, and we don't have to have the same opinion. So really take advantage of that, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you very much. Have a good day.